Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you a Nichols Worth, and today we're going to talk about these yellow, or are they orange? What color Bibles are they? I don't know, but they're bright and they're bold, and one commenter said you'd have a hard time losing these Bibles, and I totally agree. They are bright, they are bold, they are nice. We're going to take these two off the stack right now because these are from Rex Rebinds. These are excellent Bibles. We'll look at those in a minute. But first we're going to check out Humble Lamb in this Fox Orange and compare it to the Lunar Yellow, and check that out. Really interesting colors. Now, Tim Wildsmith has said he does not like bright Bibles. Just send them all to me because I love them. I used to be a black Bible only guy, and when Humble Lamb sent me some colors, I just lost my mind. And now it's like there's no bad colors when it comes to Bibles. As a matter of fact, if you look at that shelf right over there, you can see all kinds of wild colors that I just love. And in my rebinds, it's just, I love it. But with these yellows, these are definitely acquired taste. This is more like a safety yellow, like you'd see on a yellow taxi. And this is more like a bang yellow. Really excellent. This is the King James Lion, and this is the New King James Shepherd. I've already reviewed these. I'll put a playlist of these in the video description. And then we have the Schuyler. This is the NASB Quintel, and this is in the Tuscany. And this is really interesting because it's a stiff leather, and it will distress, and it will age, and it will patina. This one is not my favorite among the lot. I'm not real crazy about this Tuscany leather. I don't like the feel of it, but there are people that love it. And I will say there's one thing I do like about it, and that is how it stamps on the leather. Now check that out, way off center. Come on, Schuyler, you can do better than that. These are expensive Bibles, but still love the way that stamps, love the way that Jerusalem cross stamps on there. This is a nice leather when it comes to stamping, but it's just not my style by feel, and I've got a feeling I'm not going to like how it ages once you begin to use it. I've seen several post pictures and it gets really dark and it looks more orange, and that's just not for me. I like this as it is if it was to stay that way, but it's not going to. Now, let's take a look at these. If you want some yellows in your rebinds, these are two excellent leathers to go with. This is the Yellow Pueblo, and this is the Golden Yellow Waxy Pull-Up. These are both put out by Badalassi Carlo, a tannery in Italy, and they do some great work. These are both a cowhide. As a matter of fact, this is a cowhide. These are Mauritian goat skins. So depending on what you like, these are around $200. This one's also around $200, give or take some. These are custom. They're going to be a little more expensive, but you're going to be able to get these options that you like. So let me show you what I like about both of these leathers. This one, I love the Badalassi Carlo Waxy Pull-Up, where you can just look at this pull-up effect. You have that smoky look, and it's just so neat. I love it. Love the tool line here. Now, one thing about the Badalassi Carlo is you can get away without a tool line. It still looks sharp because when you train that yap, it's going to lighten that leather up, and it almost kind of makes that tool line disappear. I still like it, but in the Badalassi Carlo, you can actually get away without it. Jerusalem cross, you can see how that stamps really nicely. This is all blind stamped, and I love what he did with this. Check this out. What he did is he used a tool, and he scraped off all the wax. So that's what this leather would look like naked if you just took all the wax off of it. And of course, it's not going to have that pull-up effect. But look how it made that dark stamp with the HCSB. I actually really like Rex Rebinds logos, those antlers. Some people say it looks like the Grinch hands. I think that makes it kind of comical, but it definitely looks like some antlers to me. And look at that dark stamping. And there's no color added to this. This is all just burned in there. So really sharp. Now let's take a look at this leather. This is the Pueblo, and what's really interesting about this one is I've had this one a while. And when you first get it, it's almost kind of got a rough sandpapery kind of feel to it. But as I've used it, look how shiny and nice. We were really wondering how this leather was going to wear. It's wearing beautifully. And then look, as you train the yap, you can see like the little dark lines forming, on the spine. So this leather just really ages nicely. It's even more on the back. Check that out, where that yap line, where it's trained. That's just so beautiful, the tool lines. And E.T. actually talked me out of perimeter stitching. I am a fan of perimeter stitching, but once he showed me what it looked like with that tool line, this leather tools beautifully. You really don't need stitching with the Badalassi Carlo line. That's actually a way to save you about 25 or 30 bucks, depending on the rebinder, is just to go ahead and forget about the perimeter stitching because it has nothing to do with structural integrity. It's all still glued anyhow. So now let's look at his corners. Really nice. Now he uses the butt edge method. This is the same method that John uses with ICA. ET is really figuring this out. He's doing a good job. Love this really nice marbleized end sheet. And then here is my HCSB text block. It is so beautiful. Check that out. I love the blue accents here with the blue art gilding. Really did a nice job. This is an excellent text block. And one thing that Rex Rebines does that is second to no one is his ability to get these Bibles to lay flat. Once you get, and this one doesn't have a whole lot of action in the front, so once you get it to the beginning, you give it a little push that is going to rise up a little bit. And because there's not much here, there's not much weight here, you're going to have to take some time training this. But for a personal size Bible that's as thick as this one, that's not bad when it comes to the lay flat test. And then once you get a few pages in and it gets that weight on it, it's going to have no trouble laying flat at all. So excellent work. One thing about ET that I wish he would do is, dude, start doing some gilt lines. ET does not do gilt lines. He doesn't seem to like them. It seems to be a preference. And I just think this thing would look gorgeous if you threw some gilt lines on that. It would just really set it off. Now let's take a quick look at the NET with the yellow. Now this one is not going to have that really nice pull-up effect. This is a totally different leather. You might be able to see a little bit, but this leather is a completely different experience. This Pueblo, but look at the way it tools. Look at the tool lines. Again, talked me out of the perimeter stitching, and he was absolutely right about this. One thing that ET does probably as good, maybe even better than anyone else, is his spine work. Look how nice and centered everything is. That's very difficult to do. Really excellent on the spine work. And of course on this one, I've used this one a little bit. I've had it a while. This one lays nice and flat. So you can see we're not having any issues with this one laying flat. The edge line tab does want to rise up a little bit, but this is excellently done. I love that coffee page dye there for the art gilding. And again, dude, come on, man, hook me up with some gilt lines. I think it would look amazing. Look at those corners. Just look at everything. Really good work. ET does good work, and I just wanted to show off several types of yellow Bibles. If you're wanting something in that yellow-orange family, there are lots of options for you through Humble Lamb, through Skylar, and of course through custom work. Outside of that, I don't know of any that exist. Do you know of yellow Bibles that exist outside of the ones I have? Let me know. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.